Liv Morgan is one of WWE's most beloved superstars. Fans adore her energy, her underdog spirit, and her never-say-die attitude. But behind her rise to stardom lies a painful chapter. A serious injury that nearly ended her momentum and tested her like never before. This is the story of Liv Morgan's injury and her fight to come back stronger than ever. Before the injury, Liv Morgan was finally climbing the ladder in WWE. She had battled through years of being underestimated, and now, fans were beginning to see her as a future champion. She had momentum, confidence, and the world at her feet. But sometimes, just when everything seems perfect, life throws a cruel twist. It happened during a high-intensity match. The pace was fast, the action was brutal, and Liv was giving everything she had. Then came the moment that changed everything. In the middle of a sequence, her opponent's move landed awkwardly, and Liv went down. At first, the crowd thought it was just part of the match, until they saw the look on her face. Pain. Real pain. Liv Morgan wasn't acting, she was injured. The referee rushed to her side, signaling for medical staff. The crowd, which seconds earlier was roaring, fell into complete silence. Fans watched in shock as Liv clutched her shoulder, unable to move the same way. The match ended quickly, but the damage was already done. WWE announced that Liv Morgan had suffered a serious shoulder injury, and suddenly her entire career was in question. For months, Liv Morgan was forced to stay away from the ring. For a superstar who thrives on the cheers of the crowd and the adrenaline of competition, being sidelined was its own kind of torture. Night after night, as the WWE Universe tuned in to watch others fight, Liv could only sit on the sidelines, her body healing but her heart aching to get back inside the squared circle. The recovery process was brutal. Hours of physical therapy pushed her limits. Simple movements that most people take for granted became painful challenges. She spent countless hours doing repetitive exercises, stretching, strengthening, and fighting against the frustration that comes with slow progress. The pain was real, but the emotional struggle was even heavier. Watching her friends and rivals compete while she was stuck in the shadows was a test of patience and mental toughness. Many began to wonder, would Liv ever return at the same level again? Injuries have ended careers before, and fans whispered about whether this might be the end of her momentum. But Liv Morgan's spirit has always been different. She has never been the kind of superstar to give up easily. Instead of letting the injury break her, she made a decision. It would make her stronger. Day after day, she walked into therapy rooms, into gyms, and into training facilities with one goal in mind: to come back better than before. The journey was filled with setbacks. Some days, the pain would flare up and force her to stop. Some nights, the doubt would creep in, asking if she'd ever get back to where she once was. But each time, Liv fought through it. Her resilience became her weapon. Her determination became her strength. Slowly, progress started to show. The exercises that once seemed impossible became manageable. The pain that once controlled her started to fade. And with every step forward, Liv Morgan proved to herself and to everyone watching that her career was far from over. She refused to let the injury define her story. Instead, she turned it into fuel. She healed, she trained, and she rebuilt herself piece by piece. By the time she was ready to return, Liv wasn't just the same competitor she had been before. She was tougher, more experienced, and more determined than ever. Her absence from the ring had tested her, but her comeback would remind the world who she really is. Liv Morgan, the fighter, the survivor, the superstar whose spirit can never be broken. Finally, after months of doubt, frustration, and uncertainty, Liv Morgan made her long-awaited comeback. The moment her entrance music hit, the arena erupted. Thousands of fans leapt to their feet, screaming, chanting, welcoming back the woman who had fought through pain and darkness to stand on that stage again. As Liv walked down the ramp, the look on her face told the whole story. This wasn't just another entrance. It was a triumph. Every step she took was a reminder of the grueling hours of rehab, the sleepless nights filled with doubt, and the endless days of watching from the sidelines while the WWE world moved on without her. But now, she was back. Stronger, tougher, hungrier. For the WWE Universe, it wasn't just about her return to competition. It was about her resilience. Fans weren't just cheering for a superstar. They were cheering for the fighter who refused to give up. The woman who pushed through setbacks and proved that no injury could ever define her career. That shoulder injury may have slowed her down, but it didn't stop her. In fact, it lit a fire inside her. Liv came back with a new edge, a new determination to prove herself. She wasn't just happy to be back. She was ready to reclaim her place, to show her opponents and the world that she was more dangerous than ever. When she finally stepped inside the ring, raised her arms, and looked out at the crowd chanting her name, it was more than a comeback. It was a statement. A statement that Liv Morgan's story was far from over. In fact, it was only just beginning. Liv Morgan's injury was one of the toughest battles of her career, but it also revealed her true character. She showed the world that setbacks are just setups for comebacks. And today, she continues to inspire fans with her courage, resilience, and passion for wrestling. Which WWE comeback story inspired you the most? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more WWE stories. Thanks for watching.